So one is a good technique should be focused on targeting a specific muscle or muscles. And by sheer biomechanics, if you're doing this motion, it's not your biceps. So sometimes people will be like, I'm training delts, and they'll do like alternating like lifts like this with their fist pointed up. And that hits the front delts, but it can't really possibly hit the side delts. And so if you're like, hey man, I'm trying to get big side delts, and you do that technique, I'm going to be like, that can't, you can do like a stick and rope model of the body where you're like, that's not the muscle that does that. So that automatically means like, if you want big lats, you're going to do pull-ups or rows because it's the sheer mechanics. And there are more particularities where if you pull out like this, it's probably not as much lats as it is upper back. If you pull down, it's more lats just because how the muscle attached. So that's kind of the king variable of good technique. So for example, if you say you're training your quads, and you do a squat that's sumo stance, you're sitting back really far, you're getting a very small degree of knee flexion. There are better ways to train the quads. That is not the best technique for the quads almost for anyone, because the better technique would be like, well, we target the quads. That means we expose them. That means we give them a high degree of range of motion, which means like as you squat mostly down, your toes should go over your knees should go over your toes rather, and you should go nice and deep. That really biomechanically has to train your quads. So that's number one. Another one is to have a movement that has a considerable degree of stability. So if you're unstable, so for example, if you're doing upright rows and you keep coming up on your toes and you're wiggling around, that's reducing your force production. So good technique means stable.
Because your body will dial down how much force your muscles can deploy if you're stood on a vibrating plate, or if you're on a balance beam, or if you're on something else.
Bosu ball.
Yeah.
100%. It happens completely automatically. I've been directly involved in laboratory testing for something like this. This is an insane study we did. We had lots of spotters. We had people max out in the high bar back squat, and then we had them max out on a Bosu ball. Good news, they only squatted about 60% of the 1 rep max.
That's still quite a lot.
60% is quite a lot, right?
But on a fucking Bosu ball?
Totally. Right? Wow. But to put it another way, unless you're doing profoundly high repetitions, if you're doing sets of 5 to 10 with 60% of your true 1 rep max, what would be in stability, you're getting almost no hypertrophy as an intermediate or advanced trainee. But it's not. You're learning how to squat on a Bosu ball, which is cool at parties. You can show off, maybe get laid, maybe not. But it's no good because you want to be nice and stable.